In this video guide, we're going to see how we can create roads or streets, or actually anything that is going to be swept along a path or along a curve. Or you can also create like straight elements, like a straight road or a straight um, extrusion. So I'm going to start with a new scene, and here it is the basic cube, which I'm going to hide for the moment. I want to start with a curve. So let's create the curve object. So we're going to go to Add Curve, and we can use any curve, but I'm going to use Bezier in this case. Okay, so you can see that this is your little Bezier curve. So we want to go into edit mode, switch from object mode to edit mode, and start to position these points around. So if you want to make a bigger curve, you just need to push these vertices around. And also you can use the handles if you want to change the curvature of the curve. And if you want to increase the length, or you want to have more turns or things like that, you can go here and extrude with the various tools, but I'm going to use this one here, the extrude. So I'm going to click and drag, and also click X on the keyboard so that it moves along the x-axis. And I can extrude again along the X. Let's extrude again along the X. Now I can also change direction with the epsilon, so I can extrude on the epsilon. And well, that's fine for now. Now, what we're going to do is go back to edit mode and try to set up or change here with the move tool the position of this point in order to make something more interesting. Now, you can see that these are like the corners. So we want to have a nice curvy movement here. So try to expand the length of the handles. So that's going to create a mild curve like that. And so it's your choice. You can do whatever curve you want. Okay, so try to work like this and have a nice curve. And let's end up here. So I want to like rotate the handle so that it goes like that way. Okay, so this is going to be fine for the example that we were going to do. Now you have like different techniques. I'm going to show you a couple, but you have really a lot of other options, and you have also add-ons and things like that. So the first is going to be to let's create the cube again, or turn on the cube, and you need to model one element of the road or of the street or of whatever you want to sweep along this path, and many times. So you need to like create a profile. So what I'm gonna do here again is go into edit mode, start to make this a little bit lower here, and be careful. You have proportional editing on, so make sure it's off. So you can work with the side views to be more precise. So you can see I'm creating a really thin box. So this is gonna be like one portion of my street. Now the original cube in Blender is 2 meters times 2 meters, which is gonna be fine. So maybe I wanna push it just a little bit down, or I wanna push this just a little bit up so it's not too thick. And now I also can create the sidewalks. So if I select these two faces, and actually before I'm gonna give a different material. So let me go back to the overall selection. So I'm gonna select all the faces here in the cube, and then I'm going to go to the material and apply new material. So this is gonna be the material for the road, assign. And now let's take these two, 1 and 2, holding shift. You can do multi-selection, and then let's assign another material. So let's press plus, new, and that's gonna be the second material, which is gonna be like, I want a brighter material. And then let's extrude, but along normals. So I'm gonna click and drag, extrude along normals. And we cannot see the material because we need to go in the third sphere here so we can see it. Okay, now it didn't change the material yet, so let me just reselect this that I want to change. Okay, and let's make sure we are on the second material and say assign. Okay, now we have the two different materials. And then we're gonna select these two and extrude them up. So we create the sidewalk. Now this is just an example. You can do any profile with this. You can also do like the middle line if you want, but this is just an example. So I'm gonna be quick. You can continue to model. Now, once we have this piece of road, let me just copy and paste it right here. So if you want a straight road, you can just, a straight path, you can just go here, add modifier and array. Okay, I was selecting the other one, so make sure this is the active object. And then let's do array and then click and drag this, and it's gonna increase the count. It's gonna create your long road. Now you may notice that the lines are visible. So also if we render, well, if we render, they are less visible, but the important thing is that you turn on the wireframe. So when you have a straight line like this, a straight road, is difficult to see the separation lines. But if you have something curved like this, it's more visible. So let's do now the extrusion and then bring it into the curve. So I'm gonna add first the array and of the road, sorry. So array, there you go. And then let's add another modifier. So I'm gonna click here and add also the curve modifier. And then I will click on this picker and click on the curve. And that's it. So your road now will be along this curve. And you cannot see the separation as well. But if we start to, let me just copy this this here. Let me just move it actually. So if you move it, you can see it's gonna look strange because you need to move also the curve. So you can see the curve is affecting the way the road is gonna develop. So I wanna make a copy of this curve, so Control C, Control V, and I wanna move it here. And I also wanna create a copy of this, Control C, Control V, and move it here. So another thing we can do is we can we can move into the z-axis, the z-axis. So if I select this and apply again the curve modifier with the picker, okay, so you can see it's all flat. But if you want to move it on the z-axis, you can access the curve, which is in there. You cannot see it, but it's there. And if you get into edit mode, you can see the points. So if you start to push the points up and down, you can move this curve also in other directions. So there you go. So it's gonna be like moving, and you can start to see some segmentations here, some lines, some division lines. Now another technique can solve this. So let me show you here. And I want to just go back to object mode first, select this one here, copy and paste it again, and I'm gonna get rid of the array. So the other technique here is without the array. Okay, so this will be the one with the array, this one without. And we are not kind of going away from the light, so it's a little bit darker, but you can see. And so what we're gonna do here is use an add-on. So if we go to the edit preferences, add-ons, look for the mesh tools. There you go. And make sure it's activated or turn it on. When you have these on, you can do a multiple extrusion. So if you go here in the sidebar, in the edit tab, look for the edit mesh. But to actually visualize it, you need to go here and move into edit mode. There you go. So now we have mesh tools, and I want to get all these faces here. There you go. And then I want to extrude them. So if you use the standard extrusion here, you're only going to have one extrusion. If you use this other tool here in the face tools called multi-extrude, you can do multiple extrusion. You can also change a lot of stuff here, but I'm just going to do something simple. So I'm just going to like increase a little bit the offset perhaps, and then increase the repetition. So you can see again, we have a straight line. The material was not brought there, but you can easily like select all those faces and change the material. I'm not gonna show you everything here because it's gonna be too long, but you can check the Blender video course in the channel or the other video courses and video guides in Blender, how to work with materials and multi-materials. So now we have a straight line again. So let me get that curve again, Control C, Control V. I'm gonna bring it, well, actually I wanna bring it here, and let's move also this here because it's a little brighter spot. Or let me increase the light intensity just to see a little bit better. Okay. So what we want to focus on is the smoothing effect. So if the road is nice and smooth, it doesn't have this segmentation. So well, first you probably want to increase the subdivisions or the number of extrusions. Second, you want to use the smooth. But let me just first apply this one here, the curve. So modifier, curve, click on the picker, click on the curve, and there you go. Now we have the curve again. And you can see we still see those segmentations. But if we go and change the type of shade, so let's move from shade out to smooth, and you can see now it's better. And you can also adjust it. So make sure it's not too strong. You just want the road to be nice and smooth, and the rest needs to be straight. But you can see they look a little bit, edgy because simply you want to make more subdivision, so more extrusion, and you need to decrease the spacing between one repetition and the other. But you can see these are, again, different techniques to create roads, straights, anything that you want to sweep in Blender. So it will be all for this video guide. If you enjoyed, please support us by joining the channel as a supporter, or you can just subscribe to stay updated on more video guides and courses. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.